Hello and welcome back to Time Out with Sports Adda. As predicted, Bhavik, it's Delhi Capitals stepping up on the day, showing that yes, they have got the depth in the squad, the inclusion of David Warner and Mustafizur, all these players, Kuldeep Yadav, what a game he's had. So wasting no time, let's have a look at the scorecard here. Bhavik, just take me through as you predicted Delhi right from the word go from the first ball. What do you have to say about this performance?
Well, see, 215 was, a mammoth target, to be very honest. I mean, it's just zero point 0.5 or 1 out of 10 times that the teams would, just go for all bounty and get that total, chase it down quite comfortably. But then again, this is a quality bowling attack. You just mentioned Kuldeep Yadav. He had another field day today with Delhi's side. And वो कहते हैं ना केकेआर से बदला जादी दुश्मन वाला बदला आज कुलदीप ने ले लिया. So
My God.
with
Yeah.
all the wickets that he was taking and the celebrations that were following after, it was very much evident that Kuldeep has a point to prove. And it's really heartening to see him performing this well. But then again, it was a spirited performance by Delhi Capitals, posting 200 plus in the first innings, and then restricting Kolkata to 170 odd speaks for itself. This is a morale booster sort of a victory when you win such games. So definitely a good game for us.
Clinical performance by the Delhi Capitals. If we can have a look at the scorecard and you see the names out there, the big names firing today. Shreyas Iyer, as always, has been superb. The way he's performed. Rishabh, Nitish Rana getting to a
उनका से
great
राइटिंग
start
बैठ
once
जाओ
again, but couldn't make
हल्का सा
it
राइटिंग बैठ
couldn't
जाओ
make it big. So
मुझे
Rishabh,
स्कोर
what do you
शांत
have
बैठ
to
जाओ
say about that?
पूछ पूछ
Uh,
खाली का पूछ ले
I think again today one of those innings where you felt like he's thrown his wicket away. Low full toss on this is not a ball you would like to get out in a T20 game. As a batsman, low full tosses are most often than not looked as scoring opportunities, and when you get out on those balls, it seems like something's wrong. Something's definitely wrong there. So. This has been happening off late with Nitish Rana. He's been getting out on. I mean, when you get out on good deliveries, you still understand, but he's throwing his wicket away. He's gifting his wicket, and this
Yeah,
has been happening
exactly.
from the start of this IPL. So something which needs to be worked around. Maybe Brendan McCullum, Abhishek Nair needs to have a word with him. Just have a basic conversation with him. Tell him that he's still in the scheme of things, and give him that confidence that he can take his time. He does not need to go for a shot on every ball. He needs to pick the right ball. So something needs to be done off the field
Exactly.
for his performance to improve.
Even the last time, like you mentioned, he got off on a very short delivery. Against the Mumbai Indians, it was a short ball. He
yes
tried to pull it away and got caught at deep mid wicket, deep square leg. So that shows that he's trying to score runs and he's been feeling the heat. After a couple of bad games, you can understand that from the body language, the way he's approaching his cricket in this year's IPL. But nevertheless, we know he's a champion, and comebacks are always better than setbacks. So let's hope for the best for Ritesh Rana. All the best to him. But we made some predictions before the second innings. Let's have a look at the results. It's a three-way tie. The first time in this year's IPL, I am on the winner's sheet. Wow. Now
Hey,
can you sleep
this is
peacefully,
not a
Bhavik?
winner, okay? This is still a tie. Okay,
I will take
you
it.
have
I
still
will take
haven't
it.
won yet. You still haven't won
I will
yet.
take it.
Why?
I will take it no matter what.
Yash,
Why?
I feel we both should have a
अरे यार.
competition. That is the only chance you have to
Yeah.
win because I'm
Yeah,
pretty bad
Rishabh,
at
I
this.
think that's it's like yeah. It's like you play Australia with Bangladesh and Zimbabwe. So if Bangladesh plays well, they would still consider it as a win. So being an underdog always on this show. But brilliant predictions. Bhavik, you almost got that right. Umesh Yadav tried to slog the
उमेश
very first
यादव
ball.
एक रन ले
And that was
लेता है यार
something that
बाद में
was
वो शॉट में. But
uh,
fabulous catch by Kuldeep Yadav यार. All credits to
oh yes.
him. What a catch. That is a definite contender, I feel, for the catch of the season that happens in the later stage of the tournament.
Yeah. Some fantastic catches this year as well. One of the catches was taken by Shubman Gill, I think, in the first game.
Shubman Gill,
Where he
very
ran
first
back on the
ball for
boundary. So
Gujarat, indeed.
the the catches are this catch will always be very memorable to all of us as cricket lovers. But Rishabh, speaking of memorable performances, Khalil Ahmed, how good was he? He came in today, and we were talking about how he leaks runs like I don't know. It was so easy for him to just get it all wrong. but then he stepped up, and just like you said, Delhi, just like Bhavik also said, that Delhi is a team that needs to come back stronger, and they did today. So, what do you have to say about Khalil's performance? What did he do right, and how good was his approach in today's day?
I think his approach was fantastic. One big change which I felt Delhi did was they didn't give Khalil Ahmed the new ball. It was Shardul Thakur and Mustafizur
Yeah,
Rahman who opened. So he came in as first change. So maybe that one thing of not having a completely new ball that gives you a better grip as a fast bowler, because we all know the new ball tends to slip out of your hands. So it's very difficult to find the right grip and land the ball in the right areas. So maybe getting the ball first change would be one of the reasons. Other than that, he had somebody like Mustafizur Rahman, who's also a left arm seamer, bowling before him and bowling so well. So definitely, as a senior, as somebody who's done well, he definitely would have passed on a few cues that this is the right length to hit, this is the areas which you can target. And Khalil Ahmed today was his day. He was able to just copy what sort of length Mustafizur was bowling, and that worked. We can
right,
just
right.
hope that he can continue performances like this, because he was highly talked about when he came into the Indian team just 1.5, 2 years back. But then in the midway, just lost his plot, started leaking runs, was dropped from the team. But if he can continue his performances like this with the World Cup coming up, with having a unique quality of being a left arm seamer, he can make a name for him in the top 20.
Absolutely, it's been a while since we've got a quality left arm pacer, and Khalil was looking like one of them who would actually come into the scene when he played against the West Indies in the India series. But then again, it
Yes.
just fizzled out like that. But it's high time that he also gets his chances, and he's been bowling well. He bowled really well today, so he's one strong contender for the player of the game today. But I think it's gonna go to David Warner or probably Kuldeep Yadav. So that will be something to watch out for. But Bhavik, I want to ask you this question, that why do players like 8, 9, 10, when you've got Andre Russell on the non-strikers end, why would an Umesh Yadav or even the players before that try to go all guns blazing when you know that you have an Andre Russell? I think your primary duty should be just take a single and let him do the bulk of scoring. Trying to take on the bowlers themselves. What was the game
See,
plan
see,
behind
see,
it,
when the
according to you?
required run rate is touching 14, 15, I really feel, these supporting the supporting batsmen should play around Andre Russell. Yes, the natural
Exactly.
games of Pat Cummins, Umesh Yadav is, on the aggressor side. They are someone who won't, nudge around for singles and doubles, but go for their shots, fancy their shots. So I'm sure, when the required rate is around 7 or 8, or, just it's it's something that is in their hands, that is the time when they might just go for those singles or get Andre Russell back on strike. But then again, I feel when your asking rate is around 14, I think you should go for your shots, and you should back yourselves to get that supporting role to Andre Russell to ease off some pressure off him as well. So I feel it was okay to go for their shots, but then again, it coin has both the ways. So yeah.
Rishabh, final question. Do you think that the game was lost when Shardul and Akshar got going? Because they ended up scoring, KKR nevertheless ended up scoring 170, 180 odd runs. So that shows that the pitch was a great pitch to bat on. So no complaints about that. Those 20,
Yes.
25 runs in the end, I think that put the nail in the coffin for KKR. Do you think that is where they lost the match today?
It did, because I remember that Bhavik was speaking about it yesterday, that when Surya Kumar Yadav got a six of the last ball, he mentioned this very point, that even if the 19.5 overs were the bowling teams, they were on the top, but just that last ball six gives so much of confidence and it pushes the momentum towards the batting side. That
Momentum,
is, that
yeah.
is exactly what happened here. It's just that it was not just one ball but the last 3, 4 overs. And when we've always often seen that when your bowlers come and score runs, they get that confidence to bowl as well, and suddenly when they do well with the bat, you
Correct.
see that the performance with the ball improves, because they go in with that confidence that yes, I've done the job with the bat.
Yeah,
Then it takes a little bit of pressure off them. So I think that is exactly what sort of transpired in both of their bowling as well, and that somewhere pulled the game back, because even if Mustafizur Rahman was just going at about 2, 3, 4 runs per over, if Shardul Thakur would have gone maybe around 12, 13, 14, the game could have still turned the way. But so you see, each bowler's contribution is important, and when bowlers score runs, that
yeah.
gives you that extra cushioning as a bowling attack to try something extra, and that puts obviously additional pressure on the bat. So those 15, 20 odd runs which were added in the last 2, 3 overs definitely made the difference for me, because 180 was easily chaseable. DC would have felt the pressure right from the start. But when you go about 200, it's that psychological pressure which gets to you, which I think DC was
Yeah,
able to put
it
on
does.
KKR. That made the difference.
Yeah. That's why before the second innings, you said maybe KKR can chase it, and you were not quite certain as well because of those 20-25 odd runs that were scored in the end.
Extra
But that
runs.
is what cricket is. Yeah, it just changes within a snap of your fingers. So, a great performance by Delhi. A lot to look forward to for them. They are one of the better sides in this year's IPL with David Warner's and hopefully Andrik Nokia coming in the next couple of games. They've got a great balance in them. So, a brilliant performance by them again. So, thank you so much, Bhavik. Rishabh, it was a three-way tie once again, back to back in 2 days. I think, तुम्हारा असर हम पे भी हो रहा है, Bhavik. So thank you so much for that. So this was Time Out with Sports Adda. Have a great day. Good night. Take care.